G'day viewers, I'm Chris. Welcome to another episode of The Creative Space. How about we head on over to that workbench and start getting creative? I'll catch you there. All right, here we are again at the workbench, ready to do some crafting. And today I thought that we would do some UV resin craft. So the things that you'll need for it, of course, is some UV resin, which is cool because it's already pre-mixed in whatever color. So I've got 4 colors here today that I purchased, and it's a Ribtex brand. So we're gonna try them out. You'll need some molds, and I've got a cube mold and a ring mold to give a try. You'll need some toothpicks as well to stir around the mixture. You'll need a heat source of some kind, and I just have a BBQ lighter, so that will do the job. And then you'll need a UV light source. It's pretty straightforward. You pretty much just unscrew the bottle, pour it into the mold, shine the UV light on it, and bam, there you go. And that's it. So let's get started. I've got 4 colors here. I've got a light green, pink, dark red, and a green. So I'm going to give each of those a try to see how they look. So we just unscrew it and then squeeze it into the mold. And I think I should mix this one up because it's supposed to be green, but it's not coming out green, that's for certain. Alright, well, as you can see, I think you can see from there, that certainly isn't green whatsoever. This is pink, and there's a big air bubble coming out there. Let's do the pink. And when you're doing this, you want to, I found, need to go right up to the edge. Otherwise, with some of these, they did sink a bit. Now this is the red. And light green. We'll see if it's... No, it's the same color as the dark green. I was reading up on this, and the UV resin seems to have a shelf life of about 6 months. So this could have been hanging on the spotlight rack for a few months. Now, with the toothpick, you just want to go around and try and get any air bubbles out that might be there. Then what you want to do is get the lighter just to run over the top, because there are some bubbles there, and I'll see if the heat, yep, it actually pops them out. Now the light source. Let's get talking about that. So you may have seen ones like this, which are in kids' books and things usually, and you shine UV on it and it makes the invisible writing visible. But I did buy a Ribtex one. So this is the Ribtex UV light. Now you can, and I'll show you the light. I don't know if even that purple will, it kind of does. Now in my trial, I tried this one, and look, being a newbie to this kind of thing, it really didn't. It kind of worked, and I think it would be fine for thin layers of UV resin, but for these cubes, I'd have to say it wasn't great. I even did use this one, and it was, I mean, it gave out more light, but again, not great. So I went to Bunnings, and they have a Tech UV LED light, and the difference is remarkable, really. You will see straight away that it is a lot brighter, and it sets the UV really quick. But yeah, this light, Tech, I think it was about $25, whereas this one was $13. So you know, it's certainly well worth the upgrade. Now with resin, as I said, I'm used to the kind of 2-part resin, which you would need to use in a very well ventilated area, and even use a respirator while you're using it. But this stuff, it gives off a bit of a smell, and it does get warm when it's setting. I haven't got a fan or anything on, and it's quite okay. But yeah, if you were doing a bit of it, I think even having a desk fan or something on just to move the air about would be good. Alright, let's see how that's gone. And we'll see if they feel completely set. That is so cool. I wish I'd tried this sooner, because there's another use for the UV resin as well that I found out, which I'll tell you shortly. So yes, definitely the light source is the key to getting that set quickly. That one's still a bit tacky, so if you find that your resin is still a little tacky, then just stick it back under the light and let it set a bit more. And there we go. So in that short time, I was able to do 4 resin beads, and they've turned out really well. My first trial, I didn't fill it up quite so much, and I don't know if you can see that, maybe, but it did sink. It did sink quite a bit. So what I'd have to do with that is get the sandpaper to it and sand it down, and then repolish it. And being resin, you can polish that up. Yeah, that's much better. And those, of course, the clear, well, it's supposed to be green, but the clear certainly cures a lot faster because the light goes through it more. And it's still warm, even doing that. So, look, I highly recommend giving it a go, because if you're into like making jewelry and things, you can get all kinds of different molds, like the ring. This is the ring that I made before. Again, I kind of overfilled it, so it got that part of the mold in it. The other cool thing that I like about the resin is that you can actually use it like a glue. So I had these plastic mosaic tiles for another project, and I just put a bit of resin on, held it there and shone the UV light on it, and it was almost instant, like using a super glue. And then I thought, oh, what else could you glue? So I did this funny little thing, and the resin glued 2 bits of timber together as long as the light can get in, and the toothpicks on top. And I think for myself, I will probably utilize the resin more as a bonding agent maybe than as a using it to make things like cubes and things. So let's give the ring a try, and I don't know, I've stirred these up, the green ones, but I think they may be too old or something, because no matter how much I stir, they're certainly not green. So either they're supposed to be, they're mislabeled and it's supposed to be clear. Yeah, not sure about that one. So let me give the ring a try. Let's get the magic light again. Now that being thinner almost instantly cures. So yes, a lot quicker to cure than the cubes, of course, because there's not as much resin in there. I'll be interested to see how this ring turns out. Alright, let's pull it out of there. Whoop. Wow, there you go. Still a bit sticky on the inside, so let's just whack it again with some UV. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And again, like I did with this one, you can get pieces of stuff and glue on to the outside of it and make amazing creations. So that's the ring mold, which worked well, and it's great because there's no messy cleanup either, like with your other resin. The cleanup can be a bit of a nightmare. A couple of things I would suggest is certainly the light source, so either an LED UV light, or you can buy the flat kind of UV lights that you put over the top of the molds. Certainly invest in that, or look, just put it out in the sun. This, as I said, would work okay if it was just like a flat pendant or something that you were doing. I think that would be fine for that. But for this thicker stuff, you certainly need a stronger UV light. So there you go. That's today's little project. So give it a go. And again, if you've done a project with UV resin, then shoot us through a photo and attach it. That'd be great. Well, unfortunately, that's another episode of The Creative Space done and dusted. If you've enjoyed this one, then please ring that bell so you get notified of new content. Subscribe to the channel, really appreciate that as well. Share this with your friends, comment below. We'd love any feedback that you might give us of future projects and things that we can put on the show. So until next time, remember that every day is a good day to be creative. See ya.